Welcome to Meet You at the Top podcast. If you love watching our videos, please do like, share, subscribe. It really does mean the world to us. You know what time it is. Meet You at the Top podcast with your hosts, Magda Wolski and
Elphi Bolombo. Today we have an unexpected guest. Okay, this is going to be really good. You don't want to miss out. We have a digital creator. She's a model. She's also a hair colorist and your favorite OnlyFans girl. We have Amber. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so let's just get right into it. So what made you create an OnlyFans and what were you doing before that? Because I just mentioned some of your other streams of income.
So before I was doing OnlyFans, I was working in the bottle service industry for years. I've always been doing hair. I kind of started getting into doing the influencer work at that point. And I was already shooting for Playboy. I was already kind of doing like naked painted modeling. So I was already comfortable being a little bit more, or less conservative. So when COVID hit, it kind of gave me the push to just want to maximize financially what I was already comfortable doing. Because before I was kind of holding back because obviously people in Toronto are judgy as am I allowed to
yes,
swear?
you can
Okay.
Do you, boo?
So we all know how girls here are, and that's actually why we kind of talked about me coming on this podcast, because we had that whole conversation about this, what it's called.
The 6 Buzz post.
Yes.
So I've already knew Amber from before, and there was a 6 Buzz post that had some type of statistics around OnlyFans women, and
I felt like it was kind of written in like a shitty way, like OnlyFans girls can't have good relationships,
right?
And I just made an innocent little comment being like, well, I have OnlyFans and I'm in a good relationship. I had so many people tearing me up on there, and my page got suspended after, because I guess people had gone and reported my page. The way that women were attacking me, that's what was triggering. It wasn't necessarily like the whole like headline, like OnlyFans girls can't have a relationship. It was more like everyone's comments underneath being like, it was almost like
they were bad.
They're dehumanizing somebody because of their career choice.
What were they saying?
They were just saying, obviously, they're whores. They don't deserve. It's like they felt like OnlyFans girls don't deserve love and stuff like that, because it was just horrible. And then the way I kind of wished I never said anything because of the way my page was attacked after. I couldn't believe it.
Even me, because when you follow somebody, you can see all the messages. I was like, girl,
I think there was like
podcast.
60 replies.
Yeah,
or
it was
something
bad.
Like that. And nobody was defending me except for you.
Yeah, and the thing is, Amber has combined with both of her pages over 175,000 followers. So you can imagine her having her Instagram account is detrimental to her career, right?
Yeah.
So like it.
And speaking of that, I have actually had my page targeted, my main page, and it was taken down for 6 months, and I had to pay $4,000 to get it back.
Really?
$4,000?
Yes.
No way.
So
why? From Instagram?
I had to bribe an Instagram employee to give it back because it was like, yes, it was like a whole thing where they had any sort of subscription-based websites. Any girls that were promoting it were getting their page targeted and taken down, any sort of sexier content. And then it was like a whole business that Instagram employees were doing to get people to pay to get their pages back. I know a girl who paid $10,000 to get her page back. Mind you, she had millions of followers. But it's like they're really targeting women who use their page for monetarily. So the
Instagram employees are having their own little side hustle.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. That's so strange to me because you see celebrities online and obviously they have risque photos and somehow their pages aren't being taken down. So it's like a double standard.
Okay. I see girls literally showing their vaginal lips. And then I post a bikini picture and my page gets shadow banned. So there's a way to unshadow ban your page if you have it on business. Then you can go into your account settings and then see if your page is viewable. And then if it's not, it will show you the pictures that have put your page at risk. And literally they're like regular bikini photos. So I just you know, it's weird people that spend their time targeting you. Haters.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate.
Why do you think women have such a problem with women on OnlyFans?
I think that a lot of people don't understand how the platform works, and some of the comments that were made on that feed were, ew, girls on OnlyFans show their pussy and ass for $3.99 a month. The subscription price has literally nothing to do with what you're selling, to be honest. It's like paying a cover fee to go into the club.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting anything for that. You still have to buy content inside. That's how you make your money. But anyways, I just feel like a lot of women are ignorant to how things work, and they're threatened because they're not confident in themselves. Because happy, confident women don't attack other women. And that's just the truth.
That's
right?
a fact, for sure.
Women supporting women is like, you know, I spend my time on Instagram bigging everybody up. Like, if I see a beautiful girl on there and I love her post, I always comment, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that it's more rewarding than trolling somebody's page.
Right.
You know? I don't think I've ever made a shitty comment to anybody on Instagram.
Unless they were coming for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I would never like target somebody's like looks or their choices or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, having said that, what do you think is one big misconception about you?
On another interview, I had said, like, I think a lot of people think that I'm more bitchy than I am. And I'm actually quite nice, you know? And I'm like, I just like hanging out with my dogs, and I'm just nerdy and silly, you know?
Yeah, you're very easygoing.
I'm very easygoing, and I don't think a lot of people know that. So I'm going to try to show more of my personality on my Instagram going forward. Like, more like silly, goofy stuff, you know? Instead of the like extra sexy, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. That's good. Okay, so what do you say to men who say that they would never date a girl who has an OnlyFans account?
I don't think anyone's ever said that to me, but I don't talk to men who would care. And actually, the guys that I date are generally like involved in my page, to be honest. And I don't like to date people who are small-minded, and I don't like people who are too conservative. And so I've never had a problem with it because I don't go for guys like that.
Good answer.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's kind of dive into the OnlyFans platform. Do you think men can make just as much as women on OnlyFans?
I believe, well, it depends, because a man having his own page, his audience is going to be gay men, because women don't subscribe to men, right? So it's kind of like gay for pay sort of thing. So if the guy's straight, he has to be comfortable doing content for gay men, which guys do, and there's no problem with that.
Do you think that's gay?
What do you mean?
If you make gay content to pull the gays.
No, but I'm saying, like, they could just make solo content of
sure.
themselves. They don't have to be doing a homosexual act.
Yeah,
but they would be providing the content for gay men, because I don't know many women that subscribe to men's pages.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what does really well is the couples pages.
Ooh.
Right? When couples
You're
team
too
up.
excited, Magda.
Yeah. No, I love this topic. This is very interesting. You should consider some of this.
Yeah. And it's fun to do it with your partner too.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're not taking it too seriously. You can't turn like every sexual encounter into work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it easy to make money on OnlyFans? Like, everyone's like, oh, you know, if you open up an account, you're going to be a top % earner. How difficult is it?
It is quite difficult, because unless you're attentive to your page all the time, your subscribers will go down. You have to be on there interacting. And you can get burnt out easily, which is why a lot of people use management companies. Like, even myself, like, I've had like months at a time where I haven't felt like making content as much. And I think it's just because I hate routine and I hate doing the same shit all the time. Maybe it's because I'm a Gemini. I don't want to use like astrology here. It's kind of lame, but I love to do like so many different things. You know, the only routine I like is my gym.
Yes.
The gym in the morning. I like to be doing different things every day. So if I find something too monotonous, is that the right word?
I guess so. Sounds good to me.
But But yeah, but I'm feeling very, very motivated.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to do some collabs this summer with girls in Toronto. I'm trying to curate some really cool planned photo shoots and create an environment where women are supporting each other and, you know, helping each other make money.
Yeah, no, for sure. How would you say, like, tell us a little bit about your childhood and how it has shaped your views and your confidence in terms of like body positivity and like being okay with, like, you know, just what you're doing in your career?
So I moved out of my parents' house when I was about 16 because they could not control me. And to this day, you know, me and my parents are cool now. Obviously, I had a little bit of like turbulence when I was in my teens, but it's just because I'm so independent and I'm so, you know, stubborn, and I do what I want to do. My parents now support me no matter what, and as long as I'm happy and I'm independent, they're happy for me. My relationship with them is good now.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I got my own place, then I like got my first breast implants, was like a good boost of confidence too, because I never had any boobs when I, like, ever in my life before that. So
When did you get your boobs done?
my first boobs, one out of 3 sets,
Yeah.
was 10 years ago. So
Okay.
that was whenever 10 years ago was.
She's like, I'm not telling you. She caught herself there. No, I hear you.
Was it painful?
Yeah, it's worth it though.
Yeah.
Girl,
What's
it's
painful
surgery.
though? Yeah, but like, is it the after effect of, you know,
The first implants I got were underneath the muscle and through the armpit.
Oh,
so you can imagine the size of the implant being pushed through like a tiny incision.
Yeah.
It's very traumatic to the tissues. So the first time I did it was definitely the most painful. Then the next times I knew what to expect. So when you have very like little flesh, they have to stretch it out. So that's why you can't just go from nothing to like big boobs, because you would get stretch marks, you would get all sorts of complications.
Makes sense,
No,
like
that
process.
totally makes sense.
Yeah.
When you were moving into your own place and like during your independence and stuff, did you ever feel like super alone, or like what helped you kind of like grow into being a woman when you're on your own at such a young age?
When I was younger, I feel like I did end up I was living with a guy for 8 years. He moved into my place. So I think it did become kind of like a codependent relationship because I did move out so young. But obviously we outgrew each other. This was like in my teens and 20s. And then I started living on my own, and that's really when my independence got a lot more. I started traveling more. I was doing all the things I wanted to do without consulting my partner, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if that
absolutely
answered your question.
Okay, so I have one more question and then we can move on. How were you able to fix your relationship with your family and stuff from then to now?
I think it was just time. And then my mother had to like accept the fact that we have different opinions, and then and that's okay, you know, because just being different from having a different lifestyle doesn't mean you can't still get along, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
My parents are very conservative,
Right.
but they're like, oh, crazy Amber. Let her do her thing, you know.
Yeah.
My brother and sister are very conservative as well. I'm the only one in my family that's a little wild, you know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Do they know that you have an OnlyFans
Yes.
account specifically?
Yeah, I told my mom it's basically stripping online, but
That's one of my
What
questions
did
for
she
you.
say? What
yeah,
did she say?
she was like, oh, whatever, you know. It's not like they would go out of their way to ever try to watch any of my content, you know.
Yeah.
They probably are just like, no, they don't even. I think my mom's on my Instagram, but my dad and my stepdad, they're not on social media, so they don't know anything, you know.
Yeah.
They don't want to know.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
they're old school, right? That's like
Yeah,
my
they're old
parents.
school.
They don't have like TikTok or like they have a
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, they don't even go on Instagram. But that reminds me of that crazy story where the OnlyFans creator went online on TikTok, and she said that she found out her stepdad was actually a subscriber.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you hear
So,
about that?
I did, but that could be a not true story, and it could
Really?
be just for marketing. Because I've seen that like pop up on people's ads, like, oh, this girl had her stepdad watching her videos, and then it has her tag, so people
anything for clout.
Interesting. Well, that was actually my next question. How can you market yourself to be the top or one of the top earners in that percentile for OnlyFans?
So I wouldn't say I'm a top earner, because right now I'm banned from the US until I get a work visa, because I was going there too much. Anyway, I got red flagged. We're not going to go into that.
Okay. Tell us off air.
In the US, I feel like women are much more able to get to like that high percentile, because they all collab together. They just have so much more of a concentration of creators there, like in LA and Miami.
True.
And these girls get together and they do like huge content parties, and that's the way to gain followers, and that's the way to get your content out there, because share for shares and stuff like that is just kind of like dead, you know? It doesn't do much. So I'm working on getting my visa now so I can participate more in this kind of stuff. And then as well as like what we were saying earlier about, you know, making like non-thirst trap, you know, reels and TikToks is what you have to do now.
Interesting. Yeah, and I was also kind of curious about non-sexual content on OnlyFans, because I know it exists, but do you think that actually makes money?
I know some girls that don't do like, you know, masturbation and boy-girl stuff, and they just do like strip teases and just show their boobs, and some girls are able to monetize that. I know one girl, Kindly Myers, she has millions of followers, and she does non-nude on her OnlyFans. So then what she's monetizing more is the letting them have conversations with her on there. So it's more like the girlfriend experience.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So, but then you're on there chatting all the time, right? So
right.
It's like you're not taking that kind of content, you're doing it in a different way.
Yeah, I know, that makes sense.
So it can happen, but it's just like it's hard to do.
Yeah, 100%. Now, what about age restriction? Do you think there's a time where you should quit OnlyFans, or do you think as you get older, you know, you can rack in more of the demographic? Because, like, you know, if a granny's on there, like, I'm not gonna lie, that would make me curious.
That's called a gilf.
Yeah.
I don't know. People like weird things, right? Like people on there like want to buy birth videos. Like I've heard that. God. Like, you know, like
something to consider. God. Let's tell my fiance about this.
Personally, I don't want to be doing it forever, because I want to segue into doing other things. Yeah. I kind of just want to, you know, maximize the next couple of years and invest in other business ideas. And I'm also really interested in getting trained to do videography myself. I have so many cool creative ideas, but I like, obviously I want to mentor under somebody. Like, I don't want to go to school, but I have some people I really look up to. So I'm trying to like finagle my way into their shoots so I can watch.
Yeah. I would definitely encourage you to do that.
Busting out the vocabulary.
Open the dictionary before she came here. I was screaming. No, that's awesome. I definitely think that you should like look more into the videography and stuff. Like, I feel like that would be a good next venture for you.
Yeah, I love creative directing and all that stuff. And I think it's nice when women work with other women. Like there's a certain level of comfort there that is potentially not there with a male photographer.
Yeah, that's very true. We know some stories where it can be a little uncomfortable.
Oh, yes.
They can show their happiness in one or more ways. Well, I'm just saying, it's literally a fact.
No,
like,
it's true.
How many times have photographers taking like photos of girls and they have a full-on boner?
Bad experiences, not necessarily with boners, but just with like inappropriate comments and like sweating.
Ew.
Oh, so gross.
Ew, like greasy.
Yeah. Okay, Amber, so what are some things that inspire you?
I'm inspired by other women. And like I love like scrolling through Instagram when I see a dope photo shoot. Like it's just I that's why I love supporting other women. When I see awesome things, it makes me want to do more. Yeah.
Do you feel like it's hard to find like friendships in Toronto, or like are most of your friends outside of the city?
I have a lot of friends from when I was younger, but their lifestyles are different than mine at this point because they're like married with kids. I'm not there yet, but we're still super tight. And then I have girlfriends that do the same stuff as me, so then we have a lot to relate to, just like career-wise.
Yeah.
Now,
so it's two different groups.
Do you want to get married and have a family? You do?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
One day. I want to push a baby out one day.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
What would you say is the hardest part about your line of work?
In terms of OnlyFans?
Yeah.
I would say sometimes it's a little frustrating to keep coming up with new content that's very different because, like, I don't want to be, filming similar stuff all the time. What else? I guess it's just like judgment from other women is kind of annoying too, right?
Yeah. And how do you handle that? The judgment or...
I'm usually chill.
Yeah.
And except for that one time when I got triggered. It usually doesn't bother me. And women will never say anything to my face. It's usually what I hear afterwards. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a social setting or whatever, nobody walks up to me and talks shit. It's like I'll hear about it later, or like I'll hear that they were like gossiping about me to somebody else,
Yeah, typical woman behavior.
Yeah. It's like, say it to my face.
Yeah.
I'm in the gym. I'm sorry. I meant to say I'm in the gym, but I said Jane. But I was about to say you're in the gym 5 days a week, so I don't want no problems. But if there's a problem, let me know what's up. Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Now, as a whole, would you recommend women to be on OnlyFans? Like if your friend was like, hey, Amber, should I join the platform?
I've had a lot of my friends ask me, but people don't know you can't do it secretly.
Right.
You can't because you can't get people to go into your page. So I have a lot of girlfriends that are like, do I have to show my face? Do I have to do this? I'm like, yes, you do. And you have to be prepared for your family to know. You have to be comfortable with the content. And that's one thing I tell everybody, like, don't make content when you're drunk because you know what I mean? You're not in control. And like, look over everything and make sure that when you send it out, you're prepared for it to be leaked because people always will end up leaking your content.
Wow.
So if you feel like you look good and you like all of my stuff, I'm like, it's a little slutty, but I look hot. So,
It's a win-win.
Right?
Do you think leaked content, is that helpful, do you think, for your page?
It's not, because then people are getting your content for free. So actually a lot of management companies have leaked content removal where they get cease and desists sent out. And it's like a serious business as well.
Oh, wow.
People spend a lot of money keeping their leaked content off or getting rid of it.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you so with all the earnings that you're making, obviously you don't just do OnlyFans, you have your separate website, you have
OnlyFans has been kind of like my side hustle. But going forward, I'm like, I want to just fucking dominate. I'm ready to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the summer and I'm excited for my upcoming trips. And
beautiful. What are some things, like how do you reinvest your earnings that you make? Are there some like passion projects or some business ideas that you invest your money in?
I'm saving to buy property.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know who you're coming to, right? Okay.
You know.
Realtor help.
I know, but I don't want to live in Canada, so that's the thing, It's very discouraging trying to buy something here. Well,
Yeah.
the prices are insane, especially if you want to stay in the city.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God.
right?
Yeah.
My sister just got a place. It's beautiful, but she moved to Keswick. So,
Oh, yeah, that's far.
I can't live there.
No. Have you been there?
I have.
Yeah.
But
I've
it's
been
just,
there a few
I
times.
don't even drive, so
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know how I would live.
Yeah, it's very like people like fish there for fun, like that's the thing. Now, Amber, what do you hope to achieve within the next 10 years in your life?
Super hot husband.
Okay.
Some sort of house.
Yes.
Maybe a baby. I want to have some sort of, I want to start my own brand of like bondage-y harnesses, like all that leather stuff that I like. I love edgy things.
I love
and
that.
I have so many ideas, so I want to create that. I want to what else? I want to own every single animal. I already do pretty much.
That's amazing. Now, I also wanted to ask you, how do you find, for the single girlies watching, how do you find a husband in today's age? Like, do you like the method of in person? Do apps work for you? What's your means?
I've never used a dating app.
Really?
No, I've never used one unless I made a Hinge account this winter because I was trying to filter people to go into my OnlyFans.
Smart.
But you know what? Like my last two guys that I've been talking to are just slid in my DMs. But usually I prefer to meet people in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find I'm going out less nowadays.
Yeah. I always say Instagram is a dating app, low key.
It is.
You know?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little less pressure, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, on dating apps, when you meet someone, you create like this image of who they are in your head. And then when you finally meet up with them, it's like, it's not exactly who I was thinking. And it never works out.
I don't even like dates. Like I find them very cringe. Like like a first date, like going for coffee or drinks, it's just like, ugh.
I don't like coffee. That's so like weird to me. Why do you want to take me out for coffee?
Like I know a girl who goes out for coffee dates and then bangs them after. I'm like, how does it go from coffee to that?
Yeah, that's wild. Dang.
That's hilarious. I love that.
So how do you get booed up? Are you booed up right now? What's your relationship status? Give us a tea.
I'm single, but I'm very interested in somebody.
Okay.
Who I think it's gonna go well.
Okay.
I have a good feeling.
We're crossing our fingers for you.
I'll update you.
Yeah, we're rooting for you. Okay, so Amber, we're gonna jump into our sip or spills portion of the game. So I know you're looking a little thirsty, so I'm just joking.
Meet me outside.
No, I'm just joking. But so how it works is you'll spin the wheel. We'll do it about 7 or 8 times.
What does the wheel even say?
It says spill, sip,
okay.
and then there's also a reverse spill. So you can ask us a question, anything you want. Nothing's off the table if it lands on that.
Okay.
Sip, you'll take a shot of the mystery liquid, and spill will ask you a spicy question, and you'll just answer it for us.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yep.
Awesome. Spin that wheel.
Ooh.
Okay, it's sip.
It's on sip.
So you can choose
This looks
whichever.
like honey. There's no clues of what this is.
Sorry.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, spin that
Spin
wheel,
again.
baby. She gonna leave here drunk.
Yeah. Is it sip again? Oh my
Gosh.
god.
I didn't
You
even
spoke
know
too
that.
soon.
Yeah, pick whatever.
Yeah, pick whichever. I love your nails, by the way.
Thank you.
I love
I
it.
had short nails for like 4 days and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
No?
What is that?
It must have been a vodka shot.
Okay, yeah, I hate vodka.
Sorry, it's like the bar rail stuff too. It's not, we don't got that type of money yet.
Sponsorship, yeah.
We're waiting.
Lovely, what's up?
Amazing. I love that.
Oh my god, that spill.
Elphi, ask away.
Okay, so you meet a man and he tells you he no longer wants you to do OnlyFans. How do you feel about that?
I would ask him what his plan was for me financially.
He'll take care of you.
He'll take care of me?
But you can't. So he'll take care of you, but he doesn't want you to post any like sexy.
Even on my Instagram?
Like just the regular, like, you know, bikini pics, okay, but like no OnlyFans content, no income whatsoever from what you're currently doing. Just I'm gonna take care of you.
I'd be fine with that.
Sure.
Okay.
Is that bad?
No, I mean that's your own prerogative. Like there's
I
nothing.
have multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
Like I do a lot of different things. I also do beauty consulting work. I help organize med spas, and so I'd be fine.
Yeah.
I'm busy. You know.
Okay, spin that wheel, baby.
Ooh, reverse spell.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm nervous.
Me too.
I wasn't prepared for this. I'm trying to
No,
think
I
of
hear
something.
you.
Don't
You
worry.
should have told me there was a reverse spill.
I know. We
Sorry.
like to surprise our guests a little bit.
What was your last sexual experience?
Girl.
Whoa.
Are you asking me or her?
I guess we
Well,
both have
you
to
got-
answer.
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
we both answer.
Honestly, I haven't had sex in like 6 months. To be honest with you. She's like, how does that work?
Yeah, I don't really sleep around either. So I was in a long distance relationship. So I've been pretty much celibate myself.
Yeah. So I've been celibate for like, for sure. 100%. I've been celibate for 6 months. So my last experience.
You can't even remember.
That pussy dry.
Okay, relax. Damn, she a comedian too. But no, it was like the last person that I was obviously seeing, and I thought it was going to be something serious. I was like, Magda, it might be my husband. Anyways,
I've heard this like 5 times from her.
Girl, you have
I like to tease her.
Anyways, it was somebody that I thought things were going to go serious, and didn't work out the way I thought. And I was like, after that, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm not. No, the next person I give myself to, it gotta be my husband, because I'm 28 and
I feel like as a woman, you take other people's energies into you.
Yeah.
100%.
Just the whole sexual act.
Soul ties.
And the older I get, like the less I enjoy casual sex.
No,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
way better when it's like passionate and means something,
Yeah, when there's love involved.
Yeah.
I definitely believe in soul ties, and like every time that you have sex with somebody, like they are taking a part of your spirit. Whatever spirits they have is coming with you. So maybe I am selective.
Yeah.
What about you, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm engaged, so like last night. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on for another spill.
Yeah,
Or
please.
sorry,
That was
spin.
the worst spin ever. Sorry.
No, spin it again.
Yeah, spin it. Spill. Go, Magda.
Okay.
I was about to
Okay. Are you ever worried that your OnlyFans career will follow you in your children's lives down the road?
Ooh, good question.
And I'm only saying that because you see like Lena Rhodes, the comments on her pages, they're disgusting.
Yeah.
But Kim Kardashian with her sex tape,
I feel like I haven't put much thought into it. Maybe it's because me having a baby is so far away, at least years from now.
Well, you never know.
Well, I know.
Oh, but IUD?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love IUDs.
Yeah,
okay.
you're
I never
equipped.
have to worry. I would say I want to raise my children to be open-minded and not to judge. And by the time my kid is old enough to know, that would be like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So think about how much the world's going to change by then.
True.
Because even now, think of the difference. 3 years ago, nobody was doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And now it's just keep getting more and more, and people are getting more confident to make content and be themselves. So I'm not too concerned about it right now.
Yeah. Pierce Morgan had a OnlyFans.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yes. Yeah.
And he asked the same question. She said,
like, he can cry in a Ferrari. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, because I guess she was supposed to be a lawyer. She had an opportunity to
But
become
she can
that.
always do that later.
100%.
Right?
Yeah,
You're
the profession's
only
not
young
going
once.
anywhere.
You're
Yeah.
only young ones. And you know what? I think it would be super hot to look back when I'm a granny and be like, look how fucking hot I was, right?
Yeah, totally.
I think that's dope.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay.
Spin that wheel.
Spin. Okay, you get to sip.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any clear ones. I know what those are now.
She knows we're cheap bitches.
Girl, speak for yourself.
That was Fireball.
Yes.
That brings me back to my childhood.
Right? I literally included that in because I love Fireball. And yes, I did pick the alcohol, so I apologize.
Was it Absolute Vodka?
Worse.
Yeah.
Polar Ice?
Yeah.
Bitch!
I know, I'm so sorry. We're on a budget. I'm kidding.
Spill?
It's a reverse spell, but we can ask you if you.
Yeah.
We got a lot of questions for you,
Yes.
girl. Okay. For those that don't know you, how would you describe your personality?
I would describe myself as good intentioned, kind, but sometimes a little crazy.
Okay. Spicy.
A little spicy.
Yes.
All my friends know I'm crazy, Amber. They love it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Awesome. Spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, baby.
I already feel a little bit drunk.
Love it.
We are not responsible.
You're
Okay,
Ubering home, so
So
you're good.
it's on spill again, and she's not driving, so she good.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to drive. I literally don't have a license.
Really? You never
Very
got
bad.
one?
No.
No way.
You
I
live
was
in
always
Toronto
a
though, right?
passenger princess.
Yes. You live in Toronto though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people
Yeah.
in Toronto don't need that.
I live right near here, actually.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
See? Neighbors.
Neighbors.
Yes. Would you support your future children if they wanted to do OnlyFans as well?
Ooh, that was a good one. I would hope that there was something else better by then. I don't think OnlyFans is going to last that long. So
Yeah.
maybe there would be something related, and I don't know. I would want to say I'll support anything they want to do as long as they're happy. Because like if you're like struggling and just doing OnlyFans because you feel like you have to, that takes all the fun out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then it's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
So I would hope that my kids would want to just be happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you'll support them with whatever they want to do.
Oh, hopefully they won't have to get jobs.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Mama
can
gonna
you
be
adopt me?
I love that.
Amazing. Yes, Ben. Oh my God, it's a reverse spill again.
I told you should have only put it once. I'm joking.
You told me twice. Don't lie.
I'm just joking.
Do you have any questions for us? If not, we can ask another question.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't prepared, guys.
No, don't
No,
worry.
it's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Do you think that OnlyFans is empowering or demoralizing to women?
I think it depends on how you feel about your own content. If you put it out and you love it, then you're not demoralizing yourself. If you're putting something out just because you did it to make money and you're like, you know, questioning it, then that's demoralizing. It's all, I think it's all about perspective.
Yeah. I do like how, like, when you do talk about OnlyFans, you kind of talk about it just, like, in your own perspective, because at the end of the day, it's what works for every woman. And, like, you're not talking about it as a whole and, like, pushing it on people, you know? So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a really good answer.
Thank you.
Nice.
Spin that wheel, baby. We'll do 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more.
Perfect.
Okay, it's another spill. What is the most painful plastic surgery procedure you have had done?
Probably lipo.
No way.
I did a little bit of sculpting in my abdomen area. I just found, I'm just gonna spill it right now. After I turned 30,
Yeah.
I just found it a little bit harder to stay, you know, as tight as I wanted to in that area. And
Yeah, it's
actually,
true.
you would be fucking surprised to know how many women who just like, they didn't do a BBL, but they'll do just a little touch up.
Is it etching? Is that what it's
I
called?
didn't do etching because I don't like the fake ab look. I just wanted to remove like a little bit of a layer of fat so that I could work out and show my abs more. But as women, we retain a lot of water. So I found after the surgery, regardless of whether there's fat there or not, if I'm not careful with my salt intake and different things, like you still aren't as defined. But the process of it is pretty disgusting because they cut little holes and they put the tool in, right?
Yeah.
So then you actually, I had to get pee pads and I laid in my bed for 3 days and leaked blood because it all leaks out of the holes, right?
Oh, wow.
And it is quite painful, so.
Oh, my gosh.
FYI, if anyone's thinking about doing it.
Did you do it in Canada?
I did, yeah.
And how much did that cost you, if you don't mind me asking?
$9,000?
$9,000, damn.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're going to Colombia to do something like that, you have to consider the flight.
For
and
sure.
It's
The
pretty much,
risks.
it works out to the same.
Yeah. I feel like you're better off doing, if you're going to do surgery, to do it in Canada where something goes wrong, you're
I like
covered.
to recover at home.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
for sure.
and plus I have my dogs and stuff, you know, like puppy snuggles are the best if you're not feeling good.
So what are some tips that you can give to women in terms of like staying fit, staying healthy, and looking your best?
I would say, like, I'm in no means like an expert, but I feel like when I wake up and the first thing I do is get the blood flowing and move, and I post all the time drinking my coffee on the treadmill. It literally starts my day off like so well, and then everything else kind of falls into place. Just doing your initial morning cardio And then obviously you have to do weights as well. It's just like a balance.
Yeah. Good for you, because I feel like sometimes people will get surgery and they feel like, I don't got to work out now.
Oh, that's never true.
Right.
And the women who get BBLs and then they go eat McDonald's and shit, then they end up looking so lumpy. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
No, I've seen that.
Yeah, they look cellulite as fuck.
Well, now we know why.
Yeah.
How long does it last? So I'm just curious.
Well, you can't gain weight again after, because then your body will still put it back there, or it will put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
But once you do it, it's not like a get out of jail free card.
Right.
Whatever. You still have to take care of yourself. It's just like a little cheat.
Right.
Yeah.
A little pick me up.
A little expensive cheat.
Okay,
spill.
Another spill. What would be the reason that you would stop OnlyFans if you had one reason to?
I think it would be just lack of interest and wanting to move on, which is my plan.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants to do it forever. And when I do become a mother and I have children, I'm not going to really be wanting to be doing that, right?
Right.
I have a lot of other plans, so once my attention's off that, I'll move on.
Amazing.
Yeah. Do you think that you have to, how do you, I guess you wouldn't know because you're not there yet, but do you think that your audience would have to pivot and change in order for them to support your new endeavors?
Well, I guess, yeah, because if I want to start my own brand with women's lingerie and clothing and stuff like that, I would have to create more content targeted towards women, because right now a lot of my audience is obviously male,
right?
So I would have to do the pivoting to change my own page eventually.
Everything in due time.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll
do one more
spin. Okay, it's a sip. Yay.
Okay, ending it with a shot.
Yeah, ending it with a bang. Pick a good
How
one.
much polarized did you put here?
No, they're not all polarized. Some are worse. I'm sorry.
Boom. Done.
What was that?
I think it was Red Bull.
Really?
It tasted like something like Red
It
Bull.
had to have been Malibu then.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
She said
okay.
Red Bull. I'm screaming.
So Amber, before we close off the segment, what advice would you give our audience? Just, it could be anything.
I don't know. Just life advice in general.
Yeah, pursuing your dreams or.
I think that you kind of have to follow your path of what makes you happy. For me, it was more freedom, because a lot of my jobs here required me to be here. So the reason I got on OnlyFans and I started doing more, creating or influencer work, it was to be able to live in other countries, because that makes me happy.
Yeah.
So if you feel trapped in where you are, you have to find a way to make money elsewhere.
That's a really good tip.
Right? A lot of people don't want to be in Canada, and they don't really make efforts to have a job that allows them to travel more. What the fuck is 2 weeks vacation?
Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of people live their lives. This winter, I lived in Mexico for 3.5 months. So I skipped the worst part of the winter. I skipped the winter depression, and it was the best possible thing for me.
Yeah. See, we're trying to move out of Canada as well.
Yeah, get me out.
I want to go to the US, but that's a 5-year plan, because the visa.
You gotta push out your baby first.
That first, yeah.
What was your background again, Amber?
I'm Irish and Guyanese.
Yes.
No way. That's a really interesting mix.
Yeah. A lot of people think I'm Asian because I got a little squinty
No
eyes.
way.
Even when I met you, I was like, I don't know what she is, because she doesn't look
I have an interesting look.
Yeah.
I thought you
feel
looked
like
Italian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You look like you
Bueno.
have something. But your side of Guyanese, because there's black Guyanese and there's the Indian side of Guyanese.
They're Indian Guyanese,
Yeah.
my family, yeah.
Cool.
They're quite light.
Very
What a
interesting.
Dope
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah. Now, Amber, where can our viewers and audience find you online?
So if they follow me on Instagram, AmberXEmery, then I have a link in my bio that has all my socials.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
Easy peasy.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Amber, for being on the show. It was an absolute pleasure. Elphi will finish us off.
Yes, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and share. The more that you guys share, the more that we can grow and have more and bigger guests on our show. It is Meet You at the Top podcast. We will see you guys there. Woo!
Meet you at the top.